Welcome back to the Ask Murph Show, and today we're talking about the 5 things you should check if you have water in your basement. Now, if you are experiencing water in your basement, whether it's a little pool of water, whether it's a whole room that's full of water, or whether you have inches or feet of water in your basement, you definitely want to know the few things that you should check first before you just reach out to a specialist and have them come over. Now, the first thing that you're going to want to check if you have water in your basement is your sump pump. So if you have a sump pump in your basement, which is a hole in the foundation of your basement floor that water comes into through drain tile and gathers, and then the pump turns on, whether it's plugged into an outlet or has a battery, and pumps the water away from your house, you want to get in there and you want to check and make sure that that is fully functional and that isn't the problem, because that will cause a lot of water to get into your basement fast. The number 2 thing that you want to check if you're having water in your basement are your gutters. Especially if your home is a little bit older, like in the Minneapolis area where homes are built in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, something like that. A lot of times you won't even have gutters, and so what will happen is the water will come off your roof and it will gather right up against your foundation. And because of your foundation being a little bit older, especially if it's in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, you might have a crack in that foundation, and that water is going to find any crack, any point of weakness, and it's going to come into your basement. And the bigger the crack, the more water in your basement. So the gutters allow the water to flow away from your house and get it off the foundation of your property and away from the house, so that the water doesn't seep into your basement. So check your gutters if you have water in your basement. The number 3 thing that you want to do is, if you are getting water in your basement, you want to go around the interior foundation walls, even if you have sheetrock, and you want to see if you can find a soft, moist, wet spot or black mold that's evident. Now, mold usually means that the water is sitting there for an extended period of time. So if you have water in your basement, you should see soft, moist sheetrock. And what do I mean by that? Like, if you touch the sheetrock, your finger should be able to go through because it's so soft. If that happens, then you have some type of leak that is potentially causing that water to come into your basement. But you always want to check your foundation walls. Now, I'm going to notice that if in my living room where I watch TV, if I have water in the sheetrock. The areas that I'm talking about are the areas where maybe you have a storage space, or you have dressers or something stacked up against the wall, so you can't really see. You got to look at all the different areas. And obviously where that water's puddling is going to give you a good indication of where you need to look first. Number 4 is mechanicals. Now, a lot of people don't think, oh gosh, I got water in my basement because of my mechanicals. But you have to realize that you have a water heater. If that water heater leaks or blows, you're going to have water in your basement. You might have a water softener. If that water softener has a leak or blows, you're going to have water in your basement. You have a humidifier on most of your furnaces. If that condensation line for the furnace or the humidifier breaks, you're going to get some water in your basement. There's multiple different types of mechanicals that might have water or water running through it. And if a line or if something breaks, you could get water in the basement. Number 5 is the grade of your lawn. So what do I mean by the grade of your lawn? So if the grade of your lawn is perfectly flat and your house sits up to it, you're just going to have water that's going to sit and it'll puddle on any low spot. Now, if the grade of your lawn is tilted towards your foundation, that water will run off the house and run right into your foundation, and it will run right down the foundation wall. And again, if there's any crack, the water will find the point of least resistance and it will get in your house. So most people and most landscapers will grade the lawn away from the foundation of your house, so that if the water comes off the house, it flows away from the house, not into the house. And so that's a big cause of water issues in a home, is having a bad grade. They call it a negative grade into your foundation. So there's a couple of reasons and a couple of things to think about. If you're getting water in your basement, where's it coming from and where should I look first? But if you have any other questions, reach out. We're here to help.